Hey, what's up, family? Hope you're having a good day. If this message finds you, you're not having a good day, just know that the worst is over and it's behind you, and we got nowhere to go but up from here. Nobody has told you how important you are. Let me be the first to tell you. And if nobody's told you that they love you, or you have nobody around you that tells you that they love you, then let me also be the first to tell you I love you. You're valuable, and you're more important than you know. I'm out here doing my walk and just came across a scene that really inspired me, and just wanted to take a minute to share the message in case it could help others, like it helped kind of reinforce something that I've already known, but it just helped really solidify it for me. So just based on previous life experiences, I definitely have been someone that have allowed fear to rule over my life. So there's a good fear, and then there's a bad fear. So good fears are, say you're driving on a windy road, and say you're someone who likes to, give a little bit more gas or speed a little bit more than to have fun, but you're on a windy road. There's nothing wrong with having that little bit of fear that causes you to say, okay, hey, this isn't the opportune time to really be speeding. Let me go ahead and slow it down a little bit and be cautious. But then there's also other opportunities or other chances to where fear pops up. Say if you're building a business and you need to network with clients in order to build your business, and there's a networking event coming up, and you go to register for it, but then all of a sudden those thoughts pop up in your mind and be like, maybe I shouldn't, I'm not going to be good, I don't know what to talk about, I don't have anything to wear, just all those thoughts that pop up in your mind to try and rationalize why you shouldn't go to the event or why you shouldn't take advantage of it. To me, that's an unhealthy fear, and that's what the circumstances just kind of solidified for me, is because I've been someone who have started becoming mindful of those instances where I feel fear, and the action that I've taken, as long as it's not a healthy fear, like I mentioned earlier about speeding and keeping safe, when it's more along the lines of, hey, I want to accomplish something, but a fear steps in that keeps me from moving forward or stepping into my authentic self or my power. The thing that I've started to do is, when I have those moments that pop up, to me, that's my indication that I need to step forward, that I need to go ahead and do it anyways and step into that fear and through that fear. Because I found in instances where I do that, once I go through what I was fearful of in that moment and I come out the other side, I'm always a lot happier. I always find benefit in those situations. And so I just want to come up here and encourage people, and especially those that are watching this right now, that any fear that you have, as long as it's not a healthy fear, like I said, keeping yourself safe, that the biggest thing that I encourage you to do is step into that fear and through that fear, because the version of yourself that will come out on the other side will be greater than you even know. So there's this trail that I like to walk, and it has this creek crossing in it that, depending upon the water levels, it can be a little bit difficult to cross. There's no bridge that you actually walk across. It's some stones that have been placed there that basically, if the water's low enough, you can step across the stones for humans. But for animals, pets, even horses, there's a lot of horses that take this trail, or people that ride horses that take this trail. So today, I've never really ran across horses on this trail, other than, the occasional pile of poop that you got to kind of dodge and stuff. So, but today, as I was walking the trail, and I came upon this spot to where you have to cross, there was a group of ladies that were riding horses. There was a group of 4 of them. There were 2 that had already crossed the water, and then there was 2 on the side where I was that still needed to cross the water. And as I approached, there was this one lady that was riding this horse that was just standing at the water edge and just looking at it. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, let me fall back a little bit. I don't want to startle the horses. I've never really been around horses, so I'm not for sure what the temperament and stuff are like, especially someone comes up that's unfamiliar to them. So, but they waved me on, and was basically, and said something that caught me kind of off guard, and was just like, well, hey, maybe, go ahead and cross. Maybe if you cross, it'll give the horse encouragement to go ahead and cross also. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, here's this horse that's 2 or 3 times the size of me, but yet it's afraid to cross, this little stream, that I jump across. I don't say jump across, but I enjoy jumping on the rocks to kind of cross the waterway. So I'm thinking to myself, here is this animal, like I was saying, that's 2 or 3 times the size of me, but is afraid to cross this little stream. And it just kind of reinforced what I was saying earlier about fear, is that no matter who we are or how we perceive others, we all have occasions to where we feel fearful for something. To others, they can look at it and see that it appears to be something small, but to the person that's having the fear or experiencing the fear, the obstacle, so to speak, can look overwhelming. And sometimes, we all need a little bit of encouragement in order to step through that fear and to overcome it. So, and that's what I'm hoping that this video and these words that I speak resonates and help those who are facing a little bit of fear right now in their daily lives. Is just that, a lot of times in my personal experience, when I have been fearful, unfortunately I haven't really had a support structure around me, whenever I do go through those instances. So I've had to basically go through them alone or hype myself up. So that's why I felt like it was really important to really speak on it and be that support structure, help be that support structure for others that may need it or may be like me and be that person, that sound wisdom that I kind of wish I had in the moment. So that way you can have that encouragement to step through what it is that you're currently going through. So like I said, it definitely took me back just kind of looking at this big horse that, to me, you always see videos of horses jumping over these huge fences and overcoming a lot of different things, the obstacles and stuff. But here was this little stream that I perceived to be small, but in the horse's mind, there's obviously was something that was going on that was preventing that horse from making that small journey to the other side of that little water stream to continue on its journey. So, the horse had 2 choices: either not cross it and just turn around and go back the way it came, or go ahead and take the risk and cross that little bit of stream and continue on its journey with the rest of the group, and then basically see what things, what sights, what treasures, so to speak, were on the other side. So, and that's the same thing in our lives is, we all are on our own path. We all have our own obstacles, our own fears that we have to go through and we experience on a daily basis, especially if you're on the path of self-improvement. So we have to ask yourselves, when you do come up to those instances where you're coming against something to where you're feeling fearful, say you've been a person that you've been used to keeping to yourself, and now you're looking to build that self-confidence and step outside of your comfort zone. Are you going to continue being the person or the version or projecting the version of yourself that you've always been, that you no longer want to be? Or are you going to let that fear of stepping outside the box and becoming that best version of yourself stop you? Because if you staying the same, what results it has gotten you and what places it has gotten you or kept you from, and just like that horse not traveling to the other side and letting that creek potentially stop him from continuing on his journey and going forward, we have to ask ourselves the same thing. What is the unhealthy fear that we're feeling? What is it stopping us from experiencing, or what is it stopping us from seeing on our journey or on our path? So it just went to show me, no matter how big or small we are, human or animals, you can insert whatever analogy you want, but we all have various fears that we experience. healthy or unhealthy, and we just have to encourage each other and be there for one another to help us to overcome, especially those who don't have anybody there to kind of breathe life into them and to help pump them up. So I would say ultimately the theme is, what fears do you have right now that's keeping you from accomplishing or becoming the person that you want to become? And then what steps can you take to overcome those? So like I said, for myself, the approach that I take is, if I'm doing something beneficial and I feel a fear, then to me that's a sign that that's something that I need to work on. And my approach has been, I'm going to push myself to do it, because every time that I have done that and I felt that, I've always came out the other side feeling amazing and glad that I did go through that, and I did force myself to go through that instance. So if anything, family, definitely don't let yourself, I can understand fear. There's nothing wrong with fear, because for years it's kept us alive as, quote, a civilization or as a humanity. But there comes a time in life to where we have to overcome the unhealthy fear, especially the fear that's keeping us from being our authentic self and stepping into the best version of ourselves. So definitely comment down below, any fears that you have, and I can see, I comment back to see, what thoughts or what suggestions I have to overcoming that, or even if it's just, like I said, to be that support structure that you may feel like you don't have in the moment. Just don't give up, don't quit, and just keep persevering, because the version of yourself that waits on the other side is waiting for you, and the benefits and the joys, the happiness that you will experience is untold, and it's worth it. So just keep going, family. I love you. Hope you have a good day. Take care.